When it comes to elegance, it's not about expensive clothes, fancy accessories, or chasing every new trend. True elegance comes from small, consistent habits that shape how you carry yourself, how people perceive you, and the quiet confidence you radiate. Especially for older women, these small habits make a big difference. They don't scream for attention, but they leave a lasting impression. Posture is one of those things that people notice before they even notice your face or your outfit, because the way you carry yourself speaks louder than the details of your appearance, and it reveals so much about your confidence, your energy, and the impression you leave behind. An older woman who carries herself with good posture instantly radiates elegance without saying a single word when she walks into a room with her shoulders back, her head lifted, and her step steady. She communicates presence. She communicates that she knows who she is, and that is a kind of elegance no designer label can buy. And it is not about standing stiff or forced. It is about allowing the body to align in a way that feels natural and powerful. Posture is a habit that you build in small choices throughout the day, choosing not to slouch when you sit, adjusting your shoulders when you walk, being mindful of the way you carry bags or cross your legs. These little things accumulate into a habit that becomes second nature, and it becomes part of your identity. When posture becomes a part of your daily awareness, it influences how people listen to you and how they respond to you in conversation. A woman who sits upright and makes eye contact with ease appears engaged and interesting, while one who hunches over her phone or collapses into a chair unconsciously sends the message of disinterest or fatigue. Elegance lives in these details. It is not about being rigid or overly formal, but about carrying yourself with a certain quiet assurance. Think of it this way: posture is your nonverbal introduction long before you get a chance to speak. People are already deciding how they feel around you, and when they sense grace and confidence in the way you stand or walk, they give you respect without you ever asking for it. Posture also shapes the way you feel internally. When your spine is aligned and your shoulders are relaxed, your body breathes better, your energy feels lighter, and your thoughts even become clearer. You show up to your day, not hunched under its weight, but ready to meet it. Standing tall becomes a physical reminder that you are still strong, that you are still vibrant. That age does not take away your ability to command a room with the simplest of movements. Many older women who look elegant into their later years do so not because they try to look younger, but because they carry themselves with dignity. And part of that dignity is rooted in posture. The quiet confidence of someone who refuses to shrink themselves physically or metaphorically. Think about the small moments where posture changes everything. When you enter a cafe and you walk to your table, people glance at you not because of your clothes, but because of the way you carried yourself. When you are speaking to someone younger than you, your posture tells them whether they should treat you with casual dismissal or with admiration. When you walk across a room at a family gathering, your children or grandchildren pick up on the grace you exude, and it teaches them without a lecture that elegance is in how you present yourself consistently. These moments matter, and they build into a presence that feels unforgettable. Training yourself to improve posture does not require expensive tools. It begins with awareness, noticing when you start slouching and gently correcting yourself, paying attention to the way you hold your neck when scrolling on a phone, being mindful of how you rise from a chair or how you stand in line. Posture is not just about elegance, it is also about health and longevity. And when your body feels supported and aligned, your elegance lasts longer because you are not weighed down by unnecessary tension or discomfort. An elegant woman is one who moves with ease, and that ease comes from caring enough to build posture as a habit. The beauty of posture is that it works quietly. It does not ask for validation. It does not require anyone to point it out, yet it leaves a strong imprint on everyone who encounters it. Posture becomes the invisible crown that older women wear, reminding the world that elegance is not about perfection or trend, but about consistency and grace that is practiced every single day. Simplicity is often misunderstood because people assume it means being plain or boring, when in reality, simplicity is the foundation of elegance, especially for older women who want to carry themselves with grace without appearing like they are trying too hard. It is the ability to strip away the unnecessary and allow your natural presence to do the work, instead of relying on excess trends or loud details. When a woman embraces simplicity, she shows a level of confidence that speaks louder than anything she wears or displays, because it takes strength to resist the urge to overcomplicate. It is not about having less. It is about choosing with intention. Every choice in clothing, every accessory, every detail in grooming reflects that quiet discipline of knowing what enhances and what distracts. When you look at a woman who practices simplicity, her elegance feels effortless because her style is never fighting for attention. It flows naturally. A simple tailored dress in a neutral shade often says more about her refinement than layers of flashy colors or patterns. A well-chosen pair of earrings can highlight her features more than a drawer full of oversized jewelry. Her makeup is likely understated, highlighting her best features instead of masking them under heavy products. Simplicity becomes her signature because it allows her to shine rather than letting objects take center stage. And people remember her not for what she wore, but for the impression she left. And that is what elegance really is. Simplicity also extends far beyond style. It shows in her choices in conversation, in how she spends her time, in how she approaches life itself. Older women who embrace simplicity often stand out because they do not waste energy on things that drain them. They don't clutter their lives with unnecessary drama or with the need to prove themselves to others. They speak directly yet kindly. They listen more than they boast, and they value quality over quantity. Whether in relationships or material possessions, this restraint and clarity communicates a refined strength that naturally feels elegant without any effort. Think about the way a simple home feels calming and inviting compared to a crowded and over-decorated one. The same principle applies to people when a woman walks into a room with a clean, polished look and a calm, focused energy. She is the one who commands attention, not because she demanded it, but because her simplicity is refreshing in a world that often tries too hard. When she chooses clothes that fit her body well, without drowning in fabric or clinging in desperation, when she styles her hair in a way that frames her face naturally, when her accessories are subtle but meaningful. All of these small choices add up to elegance. Simplicity in this way is not about deprivation. It is about curation. It is about knowing yourself well enough to choose what truly represents you. The habit of simplicity also reflects discipline because it means letting go of the pressure to constantly keep up with trends or the expectations of others. Many older women who look effortlessly elegant have learned that they do not need to buy every new thing. They only need a few timeless pieces that never go out of style. A crisp white blouse, a perfectly fitted blazer, a classic watch or necklace, and shoes that are both functional and refined. When you see her, you see someone who invests in what lasts rather than in what fades, and this kind of intentional living shines through in every aspect of her presence. Even in the way she communicates, simplicity becomes her strength. She does not over-explain. She does not speak in circles. She does not decorate her words to impress. She chooses her words carefully, with calmness and with impact. Her presence is not about filling the air with noise, but about letting silence and intention carry her message. This way of carrying herself makes people want to listen, makes them value her words, because she is not competing for attention. She is commanding it through her calm and clear simplicity. In a world that celebrates excess, true elegance lies in the courage to choose less, but to choose with purpose. And older women who practice simplicity are the ones who leave the strongest impression. They remind everyone around them that beauty is not found in trying harder. It is found in making thoughtful choices and letting your essence take the spotlight. Mindful communication is one of the most powerful habits that sets an older woman apart and makes her appear effortlessly elegant because it is not only about what she says, but how she says it. Her tone, her pace, her choice of words, and even her silences all create an impact that lingers long after the conversation is over. Many people speak without awareness. They rush their words, they raise their voices unnecessarily, or they dominate conversations in an attempt to be heard. But a woman who has mastered mindful communication carries herself with calm assurance. She knows that true elegance lies in clarity, not in volume, in listening as much as speaking, and in making every word intentional. When she communicates, she does not interrupt. She allows space for others to speak, and in doing so, she communicates respect. She understands that elegance is not about being the loudest in the room. It is about being the one people feel most comfortable speaking with her words. Do not scatter aimlessly. They are measured, thoughtful, and chosen with care. She does not waste time on gossip or negativity because she knows that energy drains her presence. Instead, she uses her words to uplift, to instruct, to encourage, and to express herself in a way that is firm yet kind. This habit of mindful communication also extends into body language. An older woman who embodies elegance knows that her presence speaks before her voice does. She maintains eye contact. She listens with her whole attention. She nods slightly to show engagement. She resists the urge to glance at her phone or look distracted. These subtle habits show respect to the person she is with, and that respect in itself is elegant. Her calm expression, her composed gestures, her patience in waiting for her turn all create an atmosphere of grace, and people who interact with her walk away feeling valued and heard. In moments of conflict or tension, mindful communication becomes even more important instead of reacting impulsively or letting emotions dictate her tone. She pauses, she breathes, and she responds with composure. And this composure does not make her weak. It makes her powerful because people respect those who can stay calm under pressure. Her ability to disagree without raising her voice or to correct someone without humiliating them speaks volumes about her strength. A woman who communicates mindfully knows that elegance is not about winning every argument. It is about holding on to her dignity and making sure her presence is never compromised by a careless reaction. Mindful communication also teaches restraint. She does not feel the need to share everything she knows or to prove her intelligence with endless explanations. She speaks when it matters, and her words carry weight, because people know she does not speak just to fill silence. She speaks to add value. She chooses honesty, but delivers it with tact. She understands that tone can elevate or destroy a message. And so she is careful not only with what she says, but with how it lands on others. Even in everyday interactions, these habits show through. Whether she is ordering a coffee, thanking someone for holding a door, or speaking with a stranger, she does it with warmth and sincerity. She adds a touch of kindness to the ordinary moments, and those moments accumulate to create an aura of elegance. Because elegance is not reserved for special events. It is built in the way you communicate daily with the world around you. The habit of mindful communication requires self-awareness. It means listening to your own tone, catching yourself when impatience creeps in, slowing down when you want to rush, and choosing to respond instead of react. Older women who embody elegance understand that their words can either build bridges or walls, and so they choose carefully. They are not afraid of silence because they know silence itself can be powerful. They are not afraid of pauses because they know pauses give weight to their words. They are not afraid of speaking less because they know that saying less often makes people listen more. In the end, mindful communication is what makes people remember her, not just for how she looked, but for how she made them feel. Her elegance is not tied to her wardrobe or her jewelry. It is tied to the calmness of her presence and the thoughtfulness of her words. She is the kind of woman people turn to for advice, the kind of woman people feel safe opening up to, the kind of woman whose voice carries influence, not because it is loud, but because it is steady, clear, and kind. Subtle grooming details are often overlooked, yet they are one of the strongest signals of elegance because they show that a woman pays attention not only to how she looks on the surface, but to how she presents herself as a whole. For an older woman who wants to appear effortlessly elegant, it is never about heavy layers of makeup or dramatic overhauls. It is about refinement. It is about the little details that make her look polished without making her look like she is trying too hard. Her hair is kept in a style that suits her face and feels natural. Her nails are clean and well maintained. Her clothes are pressed. Her shoes are neat. And these small acts of care create an impression of elegance that feels effortless, but is actually rooted in consistent habits. When you notice an older woman who radiates elegance, you often cannot point to one grand feature. Instead, it is the quiet combination of many small grooming details that come together. Her lipstick might be soft and understated, yet it brings warmth to her smile. Her skin may not be flawless, but it glows because she takes care of it through hydration and consistency. Her jewelry is subtle yet meaningful. She does not wear everything at once, but selects just enough to enhance her presence without distracting from it. Elegance is never loud. It is whispering refinement through details. Grooming also communicates discipline because it requires consistency and commitment. An elegant woman is not careless about the little things. She knows that people notice them, even if they never comment on them. When her handbag is tidy, when her shoes are polished, when her blouse is free of wrinkles, it sends a quiet message that she values herself and respects the people she meets because she chose to prepare herself with care. This is not vanity, it is respect, and it is one of the simplest ways older women keep their presence graceful. It is also important to understand that grooming goes beyond appearance. It extends into hygiene, scent, and the way she carries herself. An elegant woman does not overpower a room with perfume, but leaves a subtle trace that feels inviting. She pays attention to how she walks, how she sits, how she handles objects like a cup or a book, because grooming is not only what you put on your body, it is how you use your body in everyday life. Every small detail becomes a reflection of the person you are, and when those details are treated with care, the result is elegance that seems effortless. Another aspect of grooming that often goes unnoticed is posture within grooming habits itself, because the way you wear your clothes matters as much as the clothes themselves. You can buy the most beautiful outfit, but if you slouch or drag your feet, it loses its elegance, while a simple outfit paired with an upright stance, polished shoes, and clean nails looks far more sophisticated than anything covered in designer labels. Subtle grooming is where the art of less but better truly comes alive. For older women, subtle grooming also reflects wisdom because it shows an understanding that beauty is not about hiding age, but about presenting age with dignity. A face with fine lines does not need to be hidden under heavy makeup. It needs care, hydration, and balanced hair that has grade can be embraced and styled beautifully. Nails that are short but neat can appear more elegant than long and flashy ones. The habit is not about fighting age, it is about owning it with refinement and letting the details show that you value yourself as much today as you did in your younger years. Think about the impression you get when you see someone whose appearance is rushed compared to someone whose grooming feels intentional, even if both are wearing similar clothes. The one who paid attention to details always stands out, and that is what creates presence. Subtle grooming does not demand compliments, yet it naturally earns respect. People may not consciously notice that your shoes are polished or that your hands are moisturized, but they feel that something about you is put together, and this impression stays with them. Elegance does not live in big statements. It lives in the small choices made daily. Grooming is not about perfection, but about showing care for yourself. And when older women practice this habit consistently, they show the world that elegance is not about being noticed. It is about being remembered for the quiet discipline of always carrying themselves with care. Calm confidence is the kind of presence that makes people stop and notice without you ever asking for attention. And for older women, it becomes the most defining feature of elegance because it is not about loudness. It is not about trying to prove something. It is about the steady way you move through the world with assurance in who you are. When a woman has calm confidence, she does not rush to compete with others. She does not measure herself against youth or trends. She knows that her value comes from within. And this self-assurance radiates in the way she speaks, the way she dresses, and the way she carries herself through every setting. Elegance becomes effortless because she is not chasing it, she is living it. Confidence that is calm is different from arrogance. It is not about needing to dominate conversations or show superiority. It is about having nothing to prove. She does not panic when eyes are on her. She does not crumble when someone criticizes her. She listens, she processes, and she responds in her own steady way because her worth is not dependent on validation from others. This inner steadiness allows her to walk into any room and hold her own space without shrinking and without forcing herself into the spotlight. Calm confidence is magnetic because it is rare. Most people are either trying too hard to be noticed or trying too hard to disappear, but an elegant woman knows how to balance visibility with ease. Older women who practice calm confidence understand that elegance is not just in appearance, it is in energy. People feel safe around someone who does not overreact, who does not get easily flustered, who does not turn small problems into big dramas. She approaches challenges with perspective. She has lived enough life to know that storms pass, and this wisdom shows in her energy. Instead of frantic words, she offers steady ones. Instead of panic, she offers solutions instead of complaining. She offers gratitude. Her confidence is not loud, but it is deeply felt, and that is why people trust her and respect her. Calm confidence also affects her body language. The way she walks is measured, not rushed. The way she sits is composed, not restless. The way she gestures is intentional, not excessive. She does not fidget. She does not shrink into the background. She does not overperform for approval. She simply exists with a balance that feels grounded, and this grounded presence is what makes her elegance noticeable without being showy. She is not trying to look younger. She is not trying to hide who she is. She is simply embodying her age with grace, and that is why it feels effortless. In conversations, calm confidence makes her voice steady. She does not speak too fast or too loud. She gives her words space to land. She does not need to fill every silence because she knows silence itself can be powerful. She does not interrupt because she does not fear being forgotten. She communicates with clarity and composure, and when she does speak, people listen because her words carry weight. This is not because of volume, but because of conviction. Calm confidence also shows in how she handles herself in social situations. If someone tries to provoke her, she does not lose control if she encounters something new. She does not let intimidation show. If plans change unexpectedly, she adapts with grace. She does not let small inconveniences rattle her. Instead, she maintains her balance because she knows her energy influences the atmosphere around her, and this awareness makes her presence a calming anchor wherever she goes. The habit of cultivating calm confidence comes from self-awareness, from knowing your strengths, from embracing your flaws, and from refusing to let external noise dictate your peace. An older woman who carries this energy does not deny that life can be messy, but she knows she can meet it with steadiness. She is no longer interested in proving to the world that she is enough because she already knows she is enough, and that knowledge shines through in every step she takes. This is the kind of elegance that does not fade with age because it is not tied to appearance or possessions. It is tied to character. Calm confidence cannot be bought. It cannot be borrowed. It is earned through experience and practice daily in how you respond to life. It is the invisible quality that makes people look at an older woman and say she has something about her, even if they cannot name what it is. It is the quiet certainty that she belongs wherever she goes, and that certainty is what makes her elegance timeless.